Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Rate the Record podcast, but this is the bonus show edition, so no records today, none of that nonsense. It's a whole new ballgame in these episodes.
It is the episode that no one asked for, so here it is.
The content nobody wanted, but you're getting it anyway.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we just decided to do this to kind of, populate the channel a little more, and maybe the audio platforms, we could put these as bonus episodes. I think we absolutely could and probably should. Why not?
I'm so excited for this one.
But fear not. I mean, the podcast is still absolutely a thing. That is the main course. As you see, this is Saturday when we're releasing this. So, I mean, this is your appetizer through the weekend waiting for the main course that is Monday.
Heck yes.
So, yeah, we're going to be doing different things every week on this. Just I mean, there are themes, I guess, but at the same time, it's not as strictly planned as, a Rate the Record episode. And we will also eventually have a better name for this program, too, not just Rate the Record bonus show.
It's a working title.
But speaking of titles, you do see the title for this one today. So yeah, we're doing a random ranking today, and we're actually using the tier list website this time, since we can do this one in advance and can't just put albums every week on the tier listing, whatever. I've explained that before. Yes. But yeah, we can do it all at once this time. So this week, yes, there was a bunch of ideas to float around. Savannah was really keen on this one.
Yes.
So we are going to rate 20 theme songs of WWE or WWF Attitude Era wrestlers.
Why does this make me so excited?
Well, I don't know. I think you've hinted at it many times with the show that, if it comes to wrestling, you could talk a lot about it.
Somebody stop me.
I mean, I grew up with the Attitude Era. That's what introduced me to wrestling in the first place. I don't really watch it much anymore, but I mean, this was it. This was the best era ever. It really was.
Yeah. You can't go back and recreate it because it's already been done. So it's just that piece of wrestling history to be cherished yet never experienced in the same way again. And
let's not skip past the fact that, as you said, it can't be done again for multiple reasons, including there was a lot of problematic shit.
Oh my God.
That came out in the Attitude Era.
Oh my God. Why so many mud matches? That's unnecessary.
Yeah. Racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, everything you could possibly think of was in the Attitude Era.
Oh yeah.
And, it's wild that I didn't turn out like that, considering I grew up on this content.
Oh yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff you watch now, you're like, okay, I see what you're going for, but times have changed and I don't want other people to know that I'm watching this.
Essentially, yeah, especially if you start looking back on things and try to describe it to people. Let's describe the time where Vince McMahon made Trish Stratus bark like a dog and crawl around the ring. What a great segment, huh?
Or one of the Road Warriors, I think it was Hawk, that had an alcohol and pill issue, so they pulled it into a storyline and had him climb the Titantron as, I think it was Draws.
It was Draws, because he was the third new member. I remember this moment very, very well.
Yeah, and then he ends up falling. You see the shadow behind it, and I'm like, what? So maybe as a kid you're like, oh my God, this is wild. As an adult you're like, how did they think that was a good idea?
They put a suicide storyline in there.
Oh my God.
Just like the Vince McMahon thing when the car blew up. I mean, that was a weird fucking thing too. I mean, but then Chris Benoit happened, and then he's like, okay, I'm not dead, and I have to explain why everything is bad now.
Oh my Lord.
But anyways, we could talk about that a lot, but we want to do the theme songs. If you're okay, so I should actually mention this. If you've been here for the podcast before, we go off on tangents, but also, hey, welcome to the bonus content. Glad to see you here. I imagine because we're doing wrestling content in this particular episode, we have a lot of new people watching. Welcome. So this isn't exactly the podcast we do, because the regular Rate the Record podcast we choose an album every week, we talk about it in depth, we rank songs and rate records. So that's why we feel we're gonna rank songs today, but specifically WWF Attitude Era theme songs.
I'm so excited.
So if you like this video, by all means, because obviously going to be up on YouTube, like and subscribe, comment. If you like it enough, we'll definitely do a part 2 of this.
Oh yeah, please.
But also
please
just
like it.
Yeah, please do, because this stuff's a lot of fun. And not only that, but we're going to do different content each week too. So we're not necessarily just doing WWF again next week. it's going to be something completely different, but we can very much come back to this much sooner than later, so long as people like it, right?
Yes.
You want to see it, you'll get it. All right, so I've talked too long, Savannah's talked too long, or no, I think I've talked over you way too much.
That's okay. I am guilty as well.
As I always do, just rambling on. So from here on out, I'm going to hit share screen because we're doing this on a Zoom call, obviously. You're not going to be able to see our faces, but you'll hear our voices, but you're going to see the live tier screen and all the debating and fun we're going to have about this music. So here we go. It feels so weird to look at a ranking screen with no albums on it because, again, at the point of recording this episode, we've recorded 9, but the 9th isn't out yet at the point of recording this again. But yeah, there's supposed to be 8 here, and there's nothing. It feels strange.
How come best is red and bad is green?
I don't know if that was the natural color scheme that it came in, so I just left it. I could very well change it, but I don't know.
Oh no, best is red hot.
It's up with the sun, and then green is like down in the grass and like probably buried underneath it.
Dead, completely dead. Dead to me, dead to everyone.
We got like a nice sunset scheme going on here.
I like it.
So yeah, as you see, we got 20 here, and if you don't see a wrestler that you remember from the Attitude Era that should be on this list, we're both probably shocked, to be honest. But again, there can very well be a part 2, so trust me, if they're not here now, they'll be here next time. And there's obviously one glaring figure who's not on this list, which I'm honestly shocked about, but okay.
Oh yeah?
Well, I mean, we could just say The Undertaker.
Oh.
Okay, I'll explain this real quick. So Savannah and I, we both made separate lists, but we knew there was going to be a lot of cross-matching, which there was, 11 cross-matches. She wrote Ministry, and I wrote Undertaker.
Because I like the song.
Technically 2 different themes. So, yeah, I mean, don't know what to say other than that. This is what we get.
Yeah, but if I picked Undertaker, you might have been like, yeah, okay, we'll do Limp Bizkit's Rollin'. Well, it ain't happening, so I picked Ministry. Hey, played it safe.
I set the years, so I don't think American Badass happened till like 2000 or something like that.
Yeah. Pretty pivotal in his career, I'd say.
Yeah, we had 11 cross matches, a bunch of stragglers, and so I took the stragglers, put them in a randomizer, boom, they're all here now. Yep. We won't tell you which one's which, but I'm pretty sure you can make a few guesses. So, I put the wrestlers here in alphabetical order that did make the cut for part 1 here, because there's definitely going to be a part 2, there has to be.
Oh, and Undertaker has to be on it, so I
think that'll be the first
myself.
one to throw in, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the very first Attitude Era wrestler we have, Al Snow. What does everybody want?
I feel like I put it in okay. To me, it's not good. It's not bad, but I feel it relies too heavily on audience participation, and it feels weird to hear it without it. But I don't know. And I was way too old when I realized what he was talking about.
What does everybody want?
As a kid, you're like, I have no idea. And then as an adult, you're like,
from head he has. Yes, of course. Funny. So
it worked.
Funny that you mentioned like relies too much on audience participation. I have ranked it in best. It is such a fast, crazy song, and just yes, the audience participation's fantastic, and it's fucking Al Snow, man, hardcore legend. So now we got to decide where we're gonna put this because you said okay, I said best. I mean,
I'm willing to push it to good, but it is a stretch to push it to great.
Yeah, okay, I'll meet you there. I'll meet you in good because if I don't think I'm going to be able to get you to go to great.
Yeah.
But I can also see why the song might be a little annoying. So yes, we'll put Al Snow in good.
Excellent.
I still think it's best. What does everybody need?
And I think it's between okay and bad, so I have done my duty.
Yeah, you got closer to yours than I did mine. It's not going to be that easy going forward.
Yeah, there's 19 more.
Okay, Gangrel / The Brood, because they all kind of use the same song anyways. What a badass faction of the 90s.
You first. What do you think?
I also put this one in best.
Okay, because I put mine in great.
Well,
I like that one.
I loved like the weird lo-fi feel of the drums and also the very chunky sound and just like super gothic theme, and just also remembering the entrance with it was like unlike anything you had seen, so like it's pure best.
I will and can agree to that.
Sweet.
I have always liked this one. Now it's not always going to be me compromising, but for that one, 100%, I'll take it for sure.
Well, we both had to compromise on the first one. Me more than you. I went down
This is
two.
true. This is true.
All right, one of 4 variations of Mick Foley himself, Cactus Jack. He's probably one of the older ones besides Mick Foley himself when it comes to like personas.
I have always loved this theme. I put it between best and great. It really could go either way for me. Every time I played No Mercy on the N64, my Create a Wrestler had Cactus Jack's theme 100% of the time.
I think this is like more so than the podcast. This is really showing how our musical differences are kicking in. 'Cause I put this in okay.
Really?
Like I don't know. It's just like some kind of generic bluesy rock track, I guess. I mean, there are ones that are heavier and better than this. This one doesn't really make me feel much when he comes out. I mean,
But he's like,
as Mick Foley, he has a better theme than Cactus Jack.
I see that. Yes, I can agree. But like Cactus Jack, he's like, you know, he's got the wanted poster on his shirt. It's very like, I don't know, like I play by no rules. I will kill you.
I personally don't feel like the music fits it though.
No.
Like it gets there, but I mean, like not close enough for me.
Like the music, the name, and the wanted poster on his shirt just scream, I'm from Texas. And I am scared of everyone in Texas. So
Well, tell you what, I'm willing to put it in good.
I will take that.
Okay. I was say, because you're not going to get any better than that.
I am feeling it. Yep.
Well, you got 2 hardcore legends sitting good right now. Not bad at all.
Hell yeah. Have you seen El Snow recently?
No, I haven't.
He is jacked.
Good.
Like, jacked.
I was afraid you were going to say, like, he fell heavy into drugs and he looks like shit like Scott Hall or something.
No, it's like, I don't feel like I can recognize him. It's like, I can kind of see his face, but his body, like, he's pretty jacked. Like, dang.
Good that he's taking care of himself.
Hell yeah.
Work on that deranged mental health, too. Although I think there was a storyline where they literally destroyed Head, but I can't. That was a long time.
God.
Might have been Boss Man or something. I don't remember.
The stories between those two. Ugh.
Oh, with the dog and everything.
Oh God, Pepper.
And isn't that where the Kennel from Hell match comes from?
Yeah. Oh, with the dogs around the outside that were just shitting on the floor and stuff.
It was a dumb match, a dumb concept.
That's so dumb.
People could barely see in the ring because you have 2 cages obscuring the ring. And then,
And people
barking
standing.
dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's annoying as all hell.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. All right.
All right. Moving on to the Ayatollah of rock and roll himself, Y2J, Chris Jericho, who's still around and actually wrestling some decent matches today. Like, holy shit, guy, you're 50-something.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. And just what he's done with his band Fozzy, like, mad respect to the guy, whether you like him as a wrestler or not. Like, goddamn, the hustle.
Guy's got 2 full-time jobs.
Hell yeah.
Granted, when he's touring with Fozzy, they write him off for a handful of months so he can tour, but like then he's back full-time schedule. So I mean, like whatever. But we're going back to 1999 debut Chris Jericho. You can see his wild ass hairstyle here. I always used to make fun of it. It was like as a kid, it's so ridiculous. But I mean, he made a name for himself.
It definitely fits him, but the theme, for me, it's really recognizable. I automatically think of Jericho, but in all honesty, I think it's okay.
We're doing this again, aren't we? Because I put it in best.
Oh my God.
It's such a catchy theme. It's so iconic. It evolved well over the years.
I think I might know all the words to it too.
I kind of do, but it's like they're all mushy. You kind of pick out of every few words. Like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm your Judas and I'm your priest. That's all I really remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Nice Judas Priest joke, loser.
There you go. Knock it down to good then.
I'm willing to go down to great. It's an iconic song, and like the countdown at the beginning, the sound of the countdown alone was so fucking cool. And the 6-0 countdown was so like great at building anticipation.
Yeah,
and then,
in 2000.
Yeah, but still, that's the era we're rating right now. And so like he was it. That was it. He was a rock star through and through, and like the song really kind of showed that.
Okay, I'm willing to compromise with dropping it to great because he was the first undisputed champion and kicked Stone Cold's and The Rock's ass in one night.
I'm pretty sure that shocked a lot of people.
100% mad respect to him after that. It was like, I don't know. I definitely, as a teenager, even though I didn't really watch wrestling in high school, I still had one poster of Chris Jericho and one poster of Edge on my bedroom wall.
All right, next on the list, your WWF European champion, D'Lo Brown. He was pretty much the only European champion I can ever remember.
Really? Christian was European?
But the thing is, D'Lo was like the longest.
Oh,
and
really?
I think probably the most reigns or the longest, either or, but like he's the only person I associate with that title. Like I know even Triple H had it when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah.
But I mean, D'Lo is the one guy I remember always having this belt.
I just remember when he, like every time he comes down the ramp, and like as a kid, it really bothered me how fluidly he moved his neck. And even to this day, I still hate it. And I don't know why. It's just like, it puts me off.
It's because when you look at it, you start, especially as an adult now, you start thinking like, oh my God, the whiplash.
Oh, yeah. Like I thought his head was going to fall off.
I don't know how he like I know exactly what you're talking about, and especially like his pose was like T-posing his arms and then like bobbing his like head left and right really fast. I don't know how he didn't like injure or sprain his neck at any point, but he survived, I guess.
Well, I don't think that he wasn't really hurting his neck by headbanging to his own music because I put it in bad. That was a terrible segue, but doesn't matter. That joke was bad and this song is bad. I don't like it. I don't care.
I put it in okay, so we're close.
Yeah. It was like, it's okay, but I feel like if he were to run to the ring and the theme ends, okay, not bad. The farther it goes on, the less I want to hear it.
I like the sound of it more or less, I guess. The guy kind of talking in the background, just repeating lines over and over again, gets very tiresome.
Yes.
I mean, and there's just that synth string, like, nah, 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 for like 2 fucking minutes. Like, it just, like, it doesn't change at all. It's just that one writing, like, sometimes I can enjoy writing notes, but not so much that. It started to press. But I liked it just enough to put it in okay. But you know what? I will come down to your level and call it bad.
Excellent. I'll take it.
Now that I have the string section fresh in my head, it puts me in a bad mood. And actually, it's funny because in that picture right there, he's giving the thumbs down, so even he knows it's bad.
Subliminal marketing.
He had to live with that theme forever.
Oh, God.
All right, so now one of the most infamous factions in wrestling history. Besides like Bullet Club, D-Generation X. Not the complete original, but the variation with X-Pac, China, Road Dogg, and Badass Billy Gunn. Now, I mean, I think the theme is the same regardless. I don't think it changed.
Oh, throughout the entire inception? I think so, yeah.
Yeah, when it was originally just Hunter and Shawn Michaels, I think it was still the same theme music as when the others joined.
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to listen to it, but I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of any other version. But
I didn't start watching wrestling until after this was the variation of DX. Like, Michaels wasn't there. He was on his own, so this is the one I'm intimately familiar with.
Definitely.
The music, on the other hand, I went middle of the road. I said good. I mean, like, it's a fun song, although I know he's dead, rest in peace, but Chris Warren is just an annoying singer through and through. Which will come up a little later when we get to Triple H's music.
I put it in best.
Oh, okay.
I like this one. Like, who performs it?
Well, I know the singer's name is Chris Warren.
Okay.
Other than that, it's probably just Jim Johnston, who wrote the vast majority of WWF music. DX, yeah, it's pretty great. It's probably better than I give it credit for, but it's just because of Chris Warren that I knocked it down because I can't stand that guy's voice.
See, it doesn't bother me, but I could still listen to this if the vocals were cut.
I'll tell you what, I like it enough, minus the vocals, I'll bump it up to great.
I'll take it.
Okay,
cool. It's better than good and okay.
And if we need to, towards the end, we can even rearrange like the tiers here, like who's better than who type thing. We'll get to that as we get there. All right, so post Brood time, Edge we come into with his the You Think You Know Me thing has gone through his entire career, but we're talking about the original like Matrixy style sounding intro that he had.
Yeah, I thought that was okay. It like, I don't know. I didn't feel that it really. I don't know. This is going to be the pun not intended for once. It didn't sound brooding enough for the video and the personality that they were trying to push. It just, I don't know. I feel like maybe if they like knocked it down to a lower speed, it might fit a little better.
I don't know. I think it fit the time well, especially with what would be coming in pop culture in the next few years. Like, if anything, I felt it was probably ahead of its time. Even with the video package, like the Titantron package that came with it, yeah, it makes it look very mysterious. Because, like, you just see him, like, in a trench coat, ducking in an alley, kind of walking, sprinting towards the camera, and, like, with all these choppy frame rates and stuff. But I don't know. I actually put this in great.
Oh yeah,
it's really catchy, and I mean, like, even the very few lines of talking. I'm not even gonna call them lyrics. I'm just gonna. It's like a woman talking.
Yeah,
it's literally like alluding to, like, yeah, you think you know me, but you don't know me. You're just lost and scared, and you only think what I allow you to think. Like, so it matched. Yeah, but maybe Edge's character didn't, because then he always used to scream, "Get out of my way."
I forgot that.
He didn't do it for too long, but yeah, like. Yeah. I think even in WWF Attitude, like, that was one of his catchphrases.
Oh, dang. I didn't know
all the way
that.
back in the PlayStation 1.
I was a No Mercy lady.
But yeah, so Edge, as I said, I have it as great, and you have it like less than.
Yeah, I have it as okay. So I'll compromise. Yeah, I'll compromise middle of the road.
So far, we're doing no arguing to try to get each other to like one or the other brackets, but that's okay, I guess.
Well, I mean, if the Brood wasn't already in best, I probably would have argued that one. But I feel that we have the same sort of thoughts on that. So,
fair enough, I guess. But I mean, I guess the list is looking pretty decent so far.
Yeah, I don't have hopes for this next one though.
Goldust, oh boy.
You first.
I think this theme is great.
Oh, I put best.
Ooh, okay.
I love this one. I love it.
It's perfect. It's iconic. It's perfect. It matches him completely. It has like this mysterious mystique to it, and like just the synth run alone going through it is so perfect. Like it's so great.
Yep.
But
and then like the in the background,
the chimes. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, yeah.
It just didn't do enough to get it in best, I think. Yeah. Like I mean, even looking from an outside perspective, it can be a little tacky. But I mean, it does fit the mystique of Goldust himself. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd be willing to go up to best. I kind of wanted to, but I also don't want to. Come on, sell me on it.
I don't know if I can really sell you on it other than he is the best. That's really where we're going here. My thought is kind of like a give and take for farther along in the list, where I'll just say, yeah, you can put Goldust at great because I know I'm going to disappoint you farther on. So I'm going to cover my ass now and be like, yeah, that's fine. So then later it'll be like, well, remember that time when I compromised? So.
Oh, you want leverage.
That's what we're looking at, yeah?
All right. Goldust goes in great.
I'll take it.
All right, so one of the enigmatic I can't even say that word, tag team, that one of the three tag teams that really perfected tables, ladders, and chairs.
Heck yes.
Specifically the ladders portion, the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff.
I don't think this theme was written for them because I've heard it on other TV shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe they just sold the rights to it.
Oh, maybe. Because it was like I don't really know what it was, but it was kind of like a Spike TV, top 10 list or something.
Wasn't there a point when WWE was being shown on Spike TV?
Yeah.
So that could also be a thing. Maybe like they could have just like licensed it for a while for a show.
Interesting.
So I don't know. I mean, you could be right, but I would just imagine that it was probably just licensed. Or maybe WWE got the license for it and used it. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, it fits them well, regardless, like really well.
And it only vaguely matches like a Jim Johnson type song. There's like this feels like more to it than his regular like fanfare type thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it isn't their song, but regardless, let's see where I got them on my list. I put this one in good.
I put it in great.
So far, we're not matching, just like on the real show.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I like because obviously these songs are only like a minute and a half before they start looping type thing, because that's just how the industry works. The portion where it kind of slows down and gets heavier is like my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
But everything else, like I get the build up and I get the excitement to it, but like it doesn't get me going like it does most people. So I put it in good for that reason.
Well, I think your ears are broken because it gets me hyped. It's just like, every time I turn it on, even just listening to it for this, I just, threw out my finger pistols, started waving them above my head in my living room, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy, but it didn't matter. It made me feel good.
And then you did a swanton bomb through a glass table and nobody helped you because you're stupid.
Well, I mean, I haven't, but that is definitely something that would happen.
Yeah, you're just so into it, like you just kind of lose yourself in a character. You know what? Okay, I'll come up to your level and put in great. Yeah. I mean, like I can have fun listening to this too. I'm not as hyped by it, but like I can see the energy. I can see why people love that track.
Oh yeah, and it matches their no shits given personas.
All right, the debut of the Big Red Machine. I actually remember his debut too. Kane, the original Kane, not the bullshit one that took off his mask, not the bullshit one that became corporate Kane. I'm talking the original fucking scary ass wrestler.
And now he's the mayor. Now he's the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee.
Mr. Republican man in Tennessee over there.
Yep.
But before he was all that, after he was, I believe, the dentist, I believe that was like his gimmick in Glenn Jacobs' thing in '94 or something like that.
Dr. Isaac Yankum, DDS.
Yeah.
He was Jerry Lawler's dentist.
Jesus Christ. He did a bad job fixing Jerry's mouth because he was another problematic figure of the Attitude Era.
Oh, yes.
Puppies. That's all I have to say, and people might get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about Kane and his awesome entry music. But even though I call it awesome, I don't have it as best. I have it as great.
I have it as good.
Ooh.
It's, I don't know. It's not as scary and menacing as I remember, but it is just as good as I remember.
I think it's scary, intense, like maybe I shouldn't let this clog my judgment but it was just so awesome. When he first debuted and wrestled like a good handful of matches in the beginning, he'd come out to that theme in all red lighting, and that all red lighting would stay on during his match. So it was just that much more impactful. So maybe I'm kind of letting that like push the grade up a little higher. Yeah. But also I like that kind of like shaking sounding chunky drums like after like the beginning of the track, then it kind of goes in that drum beat a little bit. Yeah. I really like that. And yeah, it's like kind of a haunting track. I really like it, so I put it in great. I think sort of like the wailing guitar that's sort of introduced a little of the way in, I actually kind of like that, so I'll knock it up. Hell yeah. Yeah. That's like it sounds like the souls of the damned, just like wailing of hell and everything like that. Yeah, and you see the vaporous apparitions just floating out of the ground. That or just trying to grab you, or either or. Ooh, spooky. All right, so Mr. Psychopath, meth addict himself, he's not actually meth addict, I'm just making that up. Ken Shamrock, but he's so crazy he might as well be on meth. Yeah. Apparently kind of a pain in the ass to work with behind the scenes. I don't know the validity of that, but that's just what I've heard. But I used to really like Ken Shamrock growing up. Just I wasn't used to his fighting style when I first got into wrestling because like he's super technical. Obviously, he's meant for the octagon. Yeah. But yeah, he was so intense and just yelling all the time. I don't remember much of him. Oh, yeah, I think it was him that yelled "Get out of my way," not Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Ken Shamrock, because I remember when he used to come up to the stairs right next to the ring post, he'd like look down and breathe a lot, like kind of knock himself in the chest or head, and then just go ah. But then on a WWF Attitude the Game, I remember that's where the catchphrase "Get out of my way" came from.
Huh. I only remember him being in No Mercy and maybe a couple clips of matches, but I don't really have much memory of Ken Shamrock, really.
I remember when he was in like a feud with The Rock before it was The Rock. He was practically Rocky Maivia at that point.
Yeah.
So like it was the earlier days, Intercontinental Championship feuds. Like, I don't know. I thought Ken Shamrock was great, but we're going by his theme song though.
Yeah.
I put it as good. I mean, like it's not the best thing ever, but at the same time, like it feels like something. If he was going down to the Octagon, like this would be the perfect song to accompany it.
I put it in bad. To be fairly honest, I don't even remember it right now.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. It was either Ken Shamrock's or Steve Blackman's, because Steve Blackman's I don't remember either.
Really? Oh man, that one's so good. We're coming out to that one soon.
And it was one of them that it sounds like it was, I don't know, it just doesn't sound good. It sounds like it was made on like a really, really old computer and then recorded onto tape again, and then onto something that they played in the arena.
It is a little repetitive too, I guess. Yeah, there's not so much intensity in it. It probably could have been louder or more distorted or something like that. But I mean, it's the mid 90s and Jim Johnston was kind of writing music that sounded like this. So I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, with that said, I could probably bump it down to okay, but I don't think it's bad.
I do, but I will knock it up to an okay. I'll do that.
That's enough for me.
Yeah, I'll take it as it's okay.
You haven't had to use any leverage yet, but we will see.
We shall see.
I feel like that's a very there's an interesting one coming up, but not yet, but we're getting there. But now we go on to number 2 of 4 of Mick Foley himself, Mankind. And we're not talking about the car crash Mankind that people might think of. We're talking about, the song is literally called Schizophrenic, so I'm not calling him that, just so I'm not being problematic. The song is called Schizophrenic, so it's just like this, like, these dramatic sounding sweeping synths that kind of just go through the whole thing, and he used to come out in like just all dark blue lighting and just kind of like look around and look all paranoid and shit. So I don't know, it was always very effective to me when I was a kid.
I don't have many memories of Mankind in this first iteration. A lot of it was revisited, as an adult and in clips and stuff like that. But what I do remember is like the white button up Mick Foley,
that's like
right?
after when he won his first championship.
Yeah.
But this is Boiler Room Brawl with the Undertaker era, prior to Hell in a Cell, obviously.
Yeah.
This is also, he had a back when the cages in WWF, I guess, were like the big blue ones.
Oh God.
He did an elbow drop at the top of that to Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He wasn't Triple H by then, but yeah, like he had a lot of great moments. His character was super deranged and just like he was very in character. He ripped out clumps of hair during promos.
Yeah.
I mean, he was invested, and so the music suits perfectly. So that's why I think you and I have differing opinions on this.
Yeah, I said it was okay.
I did too.
Seriously?
Because the thing is, like, overall, I'm not huge on the theme. It holds a lot of nostalgia, but I tried not to let that, as I did with like one of the former ones we just talked about. I think it was Kane or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I try not to let that cloud my judgment. Oh, it was Ken Shamrock. That's what it was. I didn't want to let nostalgia reign on that one. So it's like, with the sound itself, like, it's okay, but if you want me to match it with the character, it's great or best.
You misled me. I thought.
And that's why I'm saying I'm trying not to let nostalgia cloud anymore. Yeah. So I might actually change. Like, I have mine written down, but it might actually change as I go now.
Yeah.
But to be fair with the next one, I remember Midian. I don't remember anything about him nor his theme song.
So I was just looking
I remember
up.
Naked Midian, by the way. Sorry to cut you off. I
Oh
remember
my
Naked Midian.
god! See, I never
That's what I
watched
remember
it.
most.
I never watched it then, but even just hearing those words is just a shame. He used to be in the Godwins. It was
He sure was.
Henry O. Godwin or Phineas I. Godwin.
And then he went gothic.
Ugh.
And then he got naked.
His theme, I just like it as just music in general.
Really?
Yeah, like I put it in okay, but I mean, I don't mind it.
I put it in bad. It bored the shit out of me.
Oh, really?
Just there, it's even more painfully generic than like Dealer Browns or anything like that. Just it's not. It doesn't really present the character properly. It doesn't sound like it was well written. I mean, it's just like they kind of went through a catalog and picked the last song in the book and just like, okay, you have a match in 2 minutes. Get out there. We'll put the song on.
I do agree that it doesn't really sort of mesh with the character 100%.
So are you saying that?
I am saying that I'm probably an easier person to agree with than I thought. So yeah, I'll go bad.
Yes. I can't believe the Brood is still the only one on top right now.
Damn right. Oh, I can. Ooh.
All right, so this one's gonna be a little interesting to get through, especially because it's an ICP song.
It's not going to be interesting at all.
Okay. Well, yes, it's the Oddities. It was a faction which I don't really think could exist in today's wrestling climate. Mm-hmm. I mean,
the guy with the mask, is that what, Golga? I think.
Yeah.
That's Earthquake. He was such a good wrestler before, and now they threw a mask on him, and they're just like, "Yeah, go do something stupid." I hate that.
And I like how like Luna Vachon is in there, and she was very intimidating as a manager,
yeah.
but then she became like whoever the hell she is in this faction.
Who was she with? Bam Bam Bigelow. Those two, I'm like, oh my lord, like they would murder me. Intimidating. Hell yeah.
And her voice, like,
yeah.
It was I don't know how she didn't just completely collapse her fucking throat while talking every day.
And then I don't know. It's just I can't even judge the song without completely judging like the stable itself. And I don't care for it. I don't care for the song, and that was in bad, the most bad it could be.
I can get that, and I mean, like, I'm gonna state this out loud. First off, I put it in good. I'm not really an ICP fan at all, but I mean, I have nothing against the band. I have nothing against the Juggalos, like whatever. I mean, I know Juggalos in real life, so I mean, hey, cool on you. Like, if you like it. I'm not gonna pick on you for that, but I mean, like, I don't know. The song was like fun and catchy. Like, I can give it that much, and like, I don't know. As a kid, I always had my arms in the air like everyone else did in the ring. So I mean, like. I put it in good for that reason, just because, like, I guess I have fond memories of it, even though, again, to today's standards, a little problematic.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it.
Do you think that this is bad and, like, it's the very bottom of the bad tier?
I would say out of the options presented, yes.
I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'm going to be very kind here. I'll put it in bad, but it's going to be top bad.
As long as it's in bad, it's fine. Doesn't matter if it's the bottom of the garbage or the top, it's still in the bag, so.
All right. We get to The Rock, not the Dwayne Johnson you know as today, just past Rocky Maivia when everyone said die Rocky die, which was a really weird thing to have.
Yeah.
We're talking about The Rock.
I put it in okay. Maybe if the sound bites weren't so obvious sound bites, like it would kind of make me feel a little different. But this just kind of feels like my first attempt at like making a song.
I actually put this in good.
Yeah.
And on the note of the sound bites, like, yeah, they're really bad now. They have not aged well.
Yeah.
But there's a charm to it because he was finding his footing as a character at this point. So the fact that that charisma that he grew to have through the years wasn't there yet, I think that matches perfectly with this era. So I'm actually kind of okay with this. And then the song itself obviously changed styles as it went. It became really big.
Yeah.
And he added a lot more as he went on, but where it was now with who he was, it's obviously not perfect, but I put it in good because there's a lot of charm to it. I kind of like it.
I don't know. I don't hate it. So I feel like the only place that we can go with this is up, and I feel okay putting it in good.
The Rock says, "Know your damn role."
Yeah.
And shut your damn mouth.
And I don't want to be
that around that time.
I don't want to be a jabroni, and it does matter what my name is.
Well, because then if you piss off The Rock, he's gonna take that sumbitch microphone, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Ooh. I don't want that. Sorry, Mr. Rock.
Do you want to go to the SmackDown Hotel? Exactly.
But that was a pretty decent song.
The Elvis cover.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, the Lethal Weapon Steve Blackman. We actually had to discuss this before we recorded earlier today because he had two themes around the same time, but we're going with the Lethal Weapon theme he's most known for.
I don't know. What am I supposed to get from this theme other than drums? What am I supposed to feel? All I feel is I'm on an African safari. I don't know what I'm supposed to get from this.
You're supposed to feel like you've got a front row seat to stomp.
I don't care for that. I put it in bad because I just didn't feel, it didn't give me anything. It wasn't this. If I was seeing him come out for the first time and had no idea what he was about, aside from him waving shit around, I wouldn't know from his theme.
I put it in great.
Real? Wow.
I love the super percussive push of it. There's no real melody or anything like that, but just drums add intensity. And it sounds like this was a drum line of 20 dudes just pounding on drums.
Yeah.
And just I don't know. There's a fight feel to that. And I really enjoy it. And he was so terrifying. I don't think he ever smiled a day in his life.
Yeah,
let's also not forget he's the guy who smacked a kendo stick on Shane McMahon's back and he fell 60 feet off of one of those Tron rails or whatever. Did you ever see that?
Yeah. See, I'm willing to
he was an intense guy, and this is an intense theme.
I'm willing to bump this up solely because he hit Shane McMahon, but I don't know. Everything about it just feels like a more dangerous Lance Storm, and Lance Storm is notoriously the most boring person ever.
But he's one of the greatest wrestlers there are.
Yeah, but I'm sure his theme sucked too. I feel like I can push it to okay, but I don't feel good about anything higher than that.
Because I don't want to go below good. Here's the thing, as I said, big fight feel to just drumming. This is the kind of song I envision in a movie where two guys are fighting in this kind of rainy alley, and it's dimly light. You have that light in the that's kind of barely making things illuminated. And they're having this big kind of karate type fight or something like that, or martial arts type fight,
like a Jackie Chan movie.
Kind of, but more Western, I would imagine.
Yeah,
not as intense as Jackie Chan, but still more Mortal Kombat movie type fights.
Well, I mean, yeah, he would probably fit into that for sure.
I don't know. I had a big fight feel for this theme. Percussive drumming always makes things more intense. I'm willing to go to good, and that's about it. Sell me on okay if you really can. Well,
it's hard to sell you on something that I don't like because I can't really pick things out I don't like other than I hate this or I don't like this. I can't. Can we put an asterisk next to it where it's it's in good, but 50% of us do not agree?
It's either going to go in top okay or bottom good, but I'm still leaning towards good.
It can go at bottom good as long as it's like skimming the top of okay.
Boom. Done.
That was fast. Okay.
As soon as he said bottom good, I was like, right there, he's in. I'm a good negotiator.
I give up easily.
Okay, now the probably the most recognizable figure in wrestling history besides Hulk Hogan is Stone Cold Steve Austin. No, we're not talking about the Ringmaster. We're not talking about one of the gorgeous blondes or whatever it was with Brian Pillman.
Yeah, the fabulous blondes, I think.
Yeah, that was it.
Hollywood blondes.
Something like that.
Yeah, one of them.
And whatever he was just before Stone Cold, but we're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
The song's even called Glass Shatters. It's a great name too.
Okay, what did you put? I've been going first last couple.
Fair enough. I put it in great. Did you agree?
I'm going to hear your reasoning before I let you know what mine is.
Well, first off, the sound of the glass shattering in the beginning, obviously iconic, perfect, and the second you hear that glass shatter, fucking roof explodes off of building, no matter where you are in the world.
Hell yeah.
And just the guitar line is so memorable, and just like the constant wailing the guitars do between like the dun 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 dun, and it's like wow.
Hell
like,
yeah.
It's so energetic, it's so fun, and even towards the end of the loop, because again these are like 1 minute loops, like it gets really intense again, like dun 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 dun. So like it is a fantastic track, but like maybe it does deserve best. I don't know, where did you put it?
I put it in the best because that's where
it's going in best.
That's where it deserves to be.
See, I was on that lingering feeling there, and as soon as you said best, that solved the problem.
Hell yeah.
All right. Now another iconic figure throughout the 90s, and then he kind of lost his luster in the 2000s. Shawn Michaels.
He lost his smile is what it was.
Because he fucking fell hard into drugs.
He got beat up by a bunch of Marines, apparently, lost his smile. Came back, still was on like drugs, then left, and then found God, and now he's good.
And then he left and shaved his head, and then I think it was Chris Jericho who put it through like a TV or something, and it fucked up his eye.
Oh, see, I didn't know that, but I definitely have seen the lazy eye.
Yeah, he was fine. You look at older pictures, it was fine, but like I think that was the injury that happened that really fucked up his eye.
Oh shit.
So there was some animosity there for a little while. But yeah, it doesn't matter how long you've been watching wrestling. I mean, I guess it does for an extent. But like once he left the Rockers, I think that was his tag team.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, and then he went on his own, became the Heartbreak Kid. This theme song has been in like every video game I can ever remember for wrestling, even the old arcade games.
Is now I fairly certain we're doing the one that he does the vocals. What about the one that Sensational Sherry did that he had for a while before he did it?
I was unaware that existed.
Really? Yeah, there's two versions.
Then it's prior Attitude Era, which means that we're using the right one right now.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, I didn't hear that one. I bet it's garbage.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but I think it sounds much better with his voice.
Well, because I think 100%. That one would have been like the prototype, and then this one's like, the mastered release type thing.
Yeah.
So for Shawn Michaels on my list, I have this one as great. He sings the damn thing himself. It's practically a full song because there's like 2 verses, 2 choruses, and then it loops.
Yeah.
And like I like his little quips during the guitar solo, like
yeah,
like hands off the merchandise, or like eat your heart out, ladies.
Yeah.
And like the lyrics can't even make me chuckle a little bit. Like they're like he really played into that character to the point where he even sang the lyrics, and like they're just very show-offy, like sexy boy type thing,
And when he comes into the ring and he's pulling off his vest and he's shaking it around and he's, winking.
He's definitely
like
playboy.
It definitely fits the theme. And I had that between great and good because like I like it, but it's like I don't know. I don't have like a pull towards it, but I want to put it in great just for what it is,
I have it in great too, so that's exactly where it's going.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And also, like, even the picture I'm using here, like, that pose he did in the ring is iconic too. Just like the side strut with his muscles showing and then fireworks going behind them.
Pop. Yep.
All right, so after he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, he was known as Triple H, which we know him as today, even as like one of the leading guys of NXT. But before then, he was an asshole who buried all the talent he possibly ever could, and then married the boss's daughter.
Yeah, and then continued the reign of terror in the early 2000s, and still doesn't seem to be letting go of the top, but is stepping down very, very slowly.
So we are specifically going by the My Time theme. Yeah. So this was prior to Motorhead, which I think to this day he still uses.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, so this was another one of those Chris Warren songs that I'm just, because of him, I had to knock down the ranking. I put it in okay.
I put it in good just because I do like it and the voice doesn't get to me as much. Although the wee does kind of grate on me after a little bit.
This on.
Yeah, it kind of gets to me a little bit. But I figured I'd middle of the road it and just slap it in good.
I mean, I like how kind of like slow and chunky the beat is. It sounds super cool that way.
Yeah.
But he's like he's like a Value Village version of Zach De La Rocha from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't even know who this guy is, but I can see it.
I can almost swear I can guarantee he was probably in a Rage Against the Machine cover band at some point. And
yeah,
he is like $5 DVD bin at Walmart. He is like Salvation Army. Like, this is what this guy is to me. I don't like him.
Yeah. I
don't hate him as a man. I just hate him as a singer.
I am willing to go down to okay. Because after a couple of listens, just stop it, please. It's too much.
And like also him screaming my time.
Yeah.
That's grating. And also just like there's this one point I think in the chorus when he has this like whimpering voice, time is dying. I'm just like, that's stupid. Don't ever do that again.
Well, I'm gonna have to listen farther into the song to get to that then.
Would you listen like 10 seconds?
Well, I mean, I'm a very busy woman.
I suppose. You can listen to it on the bus.
What a waste
of a bus trip.
You know what? That's what the wrestling t-shirts are for, to connect with people. They don't need to hear what I'm listening to.
All right, so this wasn't planned to be like, this was going to be the last guy, the most important guy. It just so happened to be alphabetically the last guy. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will about him. Like I'm pretty sure every wrestling fan has some bad shit to say. Like, he's made some good and awful decisions in the business. He's one of the best heels in wrestling history, period. Like, Mr. McMahon is the most hated heel ever. He knew how to bring heat. So like, if we were judging by character, best, but we're going by theme song here, which thankfully isn't Chris Warren, but it still sounds like someone who's not that great.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the voice in it. Like the really shitty kind of rapping and just like the wannabe funky kind of groove going on through the verses. I'm not into it.
I feel like it actually kind of matches his character, where it's like it's trying to be cool, but he's the boss. So he's saying there's no chance because I'm the boss and I have the say, but like is still trying to like be cool with his employees. Or it's like, hey, what'd you do last weekend? And everyone's like, go away. I don't need you. Are you
gonna invite me to your party?
Yeah. So I feel like even with like the dumb rapping or whatnot, it kind of fits the, I want to be part of this thing, like he always put himself in storylines and stuff like that. So I can fight for this one, and I put it in best.
Oh.
I did.
You see, I might have been a little misleading when I said I'm not into it, because there overall I kind of am into the song. It's just there's like a lot I kind of gripe about.
Yeah.
I have this one in good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I definitely see where you're coming from, and like yeah, he's the big shot. He has like that famous strut that even Conor McGregor now does.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of in a pickle here. I'm willing to go up to great, I guess, because like I can see the appeal of the song, and like again, another iconic thing when you hear that like weird kind of like synthy rumble in the beginning, as if someone's just pressing every key down on the low end of the keyboard.
Yeah.
And then finally the song kicks in, like. Yeah. A flood of boos. I mean, more recently when he comes out, it's like a flood of cheers. But I mean, like in his prime as Mr. McMahon, it was a flood of boos. Which the same thing was happened with Stone Cold Steve Austin when the thing erupted. Like the boos could like shake the very ground beneath the arena.
Yeah.
So I would be willing to put it into great because it is very iconic.
I agree. I do not think it is better than the Brood or Stone Cold's. So I'm cool with knocking it down because those two are definitely superior.
Excellent. We actually have a list.
Yeah.
You can see the save or download option because we're on the tier ranking site here. We actually have an account on here, so you can actually come see this if you want on the tier list site, tiermaker.com, and I'm pretty sure it's just Rate the Record. I haven't used this site too often, so I don't even know. I had to log in with Twitter, so whatever the Twitter account is, which we also don't use often. Great branding.
Oh, we're terrible. That's okay.
So yeah, there you go then. That we've ranked 20 Attitude Era songs. Sorry that this video is longer than we anticipated, but it's okay. We had a lot of fun.
Heck yes. I want to do a part 2. So give us some ideas on who you want to see us rate their themes.
Actually, on that note, there are some honorable mentions.
Yes.
Because I did say we were going to do that. And these could very well end up in a part 2. Actually, they 100%, I think they will. So on my list here, The Undertaker obviously has to be on there. Mick Foley with the car crash theme, that's going to be on there. One that I fucking wished was on here, Val Venus. Oh my God, that theme.
Saxophone.
That is already best here, just letting you know now. Like that song is so great, and the Titantron's even better. Like literally every image in that thing is a dick joke.
Oh God.
Mark Henry's Sexual Chocolate.
Oh Lord.
Was which I fucking adore that song.
It's funny because making the list, I googled Mark Henry just so I could hear what his theme around that time was, and the first thing that popped up was Mark Henry's 17th theme.
Oh, that's
17.
Oh, that's gonna be later then. Jeez, because he's in the Nation for a while too.
But like 17 themes, man. That guy.
He's changed a lot.
God damn.
I can't even pronounce it, but you picked this one. Los Boricuas or something like that?
Los Boricuas.
Los Boricuas. Okay, now that you said it correctly, I remember them.
Yeah.
Kind of, like slightly.
I don't, but it had Salvio Vega in it.
Then we have specifically Mr. Ass, Billy Gunn, because I'm an ass man. Bret Hart, and then the Ministry of Darkness.
Yes. Definitely Bret Hart. That meow. Everyone's like, oh my God, I know who this is.
Which then Natalia Neidhart kind of took to her own theme and kind of made it her own at that point. That guitar slide, yeah, she did that on her own. But yeah, so those are 8 honorable mentions, I think. 1, 2, 3, I can count 8. So that means we're gonna have 12 more.
Yes.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions, by all means let us know in the comments of this video. You can let us know on social media, at Rate the Record Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, I guess. Although it's kind of weird to leave comments there. But you can, why not? Or on Twitter, that thing we check all the time, at Rate the Record. And of course at the ratetherecord@gmail.com if you just want to email it to us. Maybe that's a little easier for you.
Yep.
And of course, we're going to do these bonus episodes every Saturday. Maybe they won't be as long next time. This is our first time doing it, so we're trying to get into the groove of this.
Yeah.
We're mainly used to the podcast, which is every Monday at 9 a.m. If you didn't know, you can check that out. We do the music stuff, the actual bread and butter of this entire channel.
Yes. So
yeah, this has been a lot of fun.
Heck yes. I'm glad that we get to talk about something that I have a little bit of knowledge on, a little better than reviewing Weezer albums.
Yeah, I guess people are going to have to find that out when it comes out on Monday, or if you're listening in the future, you've already seen it or whatever. It's there. Yep. There's a link somewhere. There's like a premiere or it's already out. So just go watch Weezer.
Yep.
Other than that, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next Saturday for a bonus episode and see you Monday morning for a brand new Rate the Record. So until then, listen to some awesome music, listen to some awesome wrestling themes, and we'll see you again next time.
Damn right.